What up, guys? It's Teasy. I'm back. Today I just we're gonna be setting up IOs and Pro Tools. For those of you that are wondering, IOs ins and outs. So we're gonna set them up today. I got my new board, the SSL Big Six. So we're actually gonna be doing that. Yeah, let's just get to it. So back to the basics. We're gonna go straight to it. We got Pro Tools open. So first thing we want to do is go to our playback engine. Make sure we're on our interface. Mine will be the Big Six. Yours will be whatever you're using. So unless you're using Pro Tools aggregate, but we're not gonna be doing that today. Big Six for me. Since I'll be recording, I want my sample rates kind of low. We'll just start them off at 64 sample rates and minimize latency, and let's get to it. By the way, if you get pops and clicks, then raise this up. We're gonna raise the sample rate up to 512, 1024 if you're starting to get clicks and pops. We might get some here in a bit, so we'll get to that. Okay, after you got that set up, let's hit OK. Alright, now we'll go to IO. Alright, so here what you want to do is first we're going to start inputs. Here is where you see all your inputs for your interface, whatever you have. I have the Big Six, so I have 16 inputs, and they're all here. My Apollo has, I can't even think how many it has right now. I don't want to say the wrong number, but yeah, so it would show up here how many inputs I have. So if this is not showing up correctly for you, what you want to do is go down to default, click on default, and then this should default out for you. It won't do it for me because mine's already default. So anyways, there you go. You'll hit that and you'll get all your inputs, and you'll see what they're called. Analog 1, that's for my input 1. 2 is for my input 2, as you can see here. Left, right, left, right, left, right, so on and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 16. 16 here, you can see mono right here, right here. That's where we got 1 and 2. If they're stereo, then they're 1 and 2. So anyways, let's move on to the next thing. And then you're gonna do the same thing on your output, and you can see my default output is to 1 and 2, and we're gonna do the same thing here. You're gonna hit default. Of course, nothing changes because mine is already set up for the Big Six. So again, I have 16 outputs. So here we go. 1, 2, so on and so on. Now my path is sent to 1 and 2. I'm gonna change that for me because I'm using the analog board. So for me, 1 and 2 comes out to mono channels, and because there's nothing wrong with that, I could use 2 channels and use 1 left and 1 right. But to make things easier, my Big Six has a stereo input, so I can input it to any of my stereo inputs and use that as the fader. But for me, I'm gonna do 15 and 16 because that's where I have my computer audio return at. So if I'm auditioning a path or something, I want to be able to hear it through 15 and 16 instead of 1 and 2. So let's change our monitoring path to 15 and 16, and our audition path 15 and 16. Now your audition path is whenever you're bringing in the audio, like an MP3, and you're listening to it on that little box when it hits play. That's where it's coming out of. It's coming out of 15 and 16. Usually it'll be 1 and 2 for your interfaces, but for my situation with the Big Six, it's gonna be 15 and 16. So yeah, we got 15 and 16. I'll change this to 15 and 16. And yeah, so yeah, everything 15 and 16. For you, it would just be 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So let's keep going. Move on to bus. Here I have built-in 1 and 2. You can see this is from a different session I had. Now you can see all my analogs. This is what some of your things might look like. I just want you to hit default again, just for extra measures. And now you're gonna see all your buses, 1 through 24 is what I have here. And then I also have my analog physical outputs 1 through 16, as you can see here, and they're mapped. So after we hit the default there, and the default output, I'm gonna make that 15 and 16 for me. Just for me, because I have the big 6. So anyways, let's keep it going. You probably won't be touching this. So let's hit OK. And now let's start a new session. Let's name this IO test. And usually you're going to want this 32, but my interface only supports 24, so I'm changing mine to 24. I'm keeping my sample rate at 48. You can go 96, 82, whatever you want. And pick your location, all that good stuff. So I am ready. I am going to create the session. Oh, it can't have it. So let's see. Let's take that out. Maybe if I do IO test like that, that works. Okay. So now I'm gonna create 4 mono and 4 stereo, because that's what my interface supports. Well, actually 4 plus 6. So I can actually turn this to 6. So we got our IO set up. What I'm going to do here is go to import audio. Now this is where I was talking about your audition path. This is your audition path. So let's see, let's go to downloads. Here is a instrumental by J Wood Beats, Diamonds, buy one get one free. I'll show you how this works. So now I'm playing through 15 and 16, and if I go over to my board and activate my 15 and 16, JWoodBeats.com, you can hear it started playing the instrumental. Now for you, remember it was 1 and 2, but for me it's 15 and 16, so I had to activate it on my board because I actually have an analog board. For you, you won't have to do that. You just hit play and you'll play. Yeah, so let's go ahead and stop that. And this again, guys, this is the audition path. So now let's convert it and let's just bring that in. Select where we want it. Again, IO test, audio path, or audio files. Hit there, it's processing the audio. Alright, so now we're gonna, the track is brought in. And now, you see, it automatically defaulted to 15 and 16 when I brought it in, instead of 1 and 2, because this is the default on 15 and 16 where I have it for me. For you, it'll be 1 and 2. So now let's hit play. Let's make sure that's coming through. Definitely coming through. So you can hear that playing. Yeah, guys, it's set up and it's ready to go. You can now you got your IO set up. Now let's make sure our 1 through 16 is working. So what we're gonna want to do is go here and make sure everything's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these are our stereo tracks. So these would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12. Again, I only have one microphone plugged in at the moment, so you see my level going up. But this would whatever, if I had stuff plugged in through on channel 2, channel 3, so on and so on, it would show up. I don't at the moment, so we're not gonna go into that. But as you can see, it's working. So now my audio path out of it is 1 and 2. So if you just hit Alt, well, for you guys it will be 1 and 2, but for me, again, I need everything out of 15 and 16. So there it is. Everything. You can hear me doubling back up because now I'm going through 15 and 16 twice. Let's take that out. Okay, there it is. Boom, we got our IO set up. Yeah, like I said, for you this will be 1 and 2, so you don't have to worry about this. There you go. You got, now you can arm everything and record however you want. If that, I hope that helps, guys. If you hear a big, okay, look, this low latency monitoring. So when I turn that on, you'll hear, now you hear my voice really doubled. We're hearing it 3 times because it's coming through 15 and 16 twice because I'm using it once as I'm speaking. So I don't want to confuse you guys. That won't be happening to you. It only happens to me for my setup at the moment. You hear that extra echo? If you want to get rid of that extra echo, you just go to low latency monitoring. You won't be able to use the plugins, but you won't have a delay. Boom, now it's gone. You can still hear one on mine because again, I'm going through 15 and 16 twice on my mixing board, not interface. So now that's gone. I hope I didn't confuse you with that. If I did, maybe I can do a video with my Apollo doing this and make it easier for you guys. Just let me know, you know what I'm saying? Comment. I hope that didn't confuse you though. I just try to keep it simple. How to set up your IOs, man, and start recording in Pro Tools. Thanks for joining me. It's TZ. I'm out. You want to learn anything else? I might do some more videos on some simple basic startup, running Pro Tools, setting up a session, start recording, stuff like that. Just the basics that I don't ever really think about. I just assume people know. And a lot of us, I think we just assume if you're in this, you already know. But you know what? Let's take it back to the beginning. Let's take it back to the fundamentals. Let's get it, man. I'll try to teach you everything I know. I am an audio engineer. You know, I did go to school for it, so you know, anything I can teach, you know, I hope you pick it up and hope you find it useful. All right, it's TZ. I'm out. Until next time. Yeah.